Hi, this is Stephen G. Cobb, attorney at law. I've been doing criminal defense since 1990. It's all I do. People frequently ask me a lot of questions, and today's question comes from someone who wants to know, what can a lawyer do to help me if I'm guilty of a crime? And that's a very good question, because sometimes people think the only time that you hire a criminal defense lawyer is if the individual is innocent. Well, here are some of the things a lawyer can do to help you if they're experienced, by the way, in this particular field. If they're experienced in other fields and they have no experience in criminal law, the answer is not a whole lot. All right, if the lawyer is experienced, one of the first things they can do is they can file a written plea of not guilty and a waiver of arraignment. That's a fancy way of saying you don't have to go to court and sit around for 4 to 6 or even 8 hours just to have a judge ask you how you plead after the prosecutor reads out the charge against you in front of God and country in a crowded courtroom. So that's one of the things a lawyer can do. Secondly, an experienced criminal defense lawyer can file a notice of discovery and require the government to provide information. That's really important because quite often that type of information provides a segue, if you will, into a defense of some kind. Even if it's not a complete defense, it can affect settlement negotiations, which is number 3. A lawyer can engage in settlement negotiations on your behalf. It may be possible that some of the charges can be reduced or substituted, and we'll come into that in another different video because that's a subject by itself. But basically, a skilled criminal defense lawyer can do things that a layperson would not be aware of. And finally, one of the things that we've had great success with, in some cases, we can not only reduce the number of court appearances, but actually eliminate every single one of them. And that can be very important when you have considerations such as work and family. And, let's face it, you have a life, you have things to do. Not to mention, it's pretty scary. A lot of people have trouble sleeping the night before a court appearance, even for misdemeanor cases, because even if someone just got a criminal summons, a notice to appear in court on a certain date, if it's a criminal case, in other words, if that thing that looks like a ticket says you go to the courthouse, the truth is you could go out the back door and go to jail, no matter what the internet or your friends say. So the final thing I would point out is that a lawyer can help prevent that type of courthouse surprise. If you have questions, feel free to give me a call, 850-423-0035.